I'm going to go ahead and kick us off for our Copilot Newsroom for August 2025. Welcome. This is a series where we focus on exciting new updates for Copilot in the ever-changing Microsoft environment. We've really created this series to help you navigate and stay ahead of the constantly changing Microsoft Copilot ecosystem. Today, as usual, we'll cover the latest updates and try to answer some of the questions that you may have by diving into practical strategies for maximizing the value of Copilot within your organization. Additionally, we will also dedicate time today to answer any questions that you might have about Copilot. So we encourage you to actively participate, drop those questions in the Q&A of this session, and we can learn about what your organization might be in need for. We will be recording this session, and later it will be available on our site and on YouTube. Please let us know if you'd like to have a copy of the presentation that we reviewed today. We can share it with you via email. Just in the past couple of weeks, Microsoft has released numerous updates per usual that we're very excited to showcase for you today. We'll take a close look at new features that have been released and that might be most advantageous to you. Before we start, a quick intro of our team. If you are new to the Copilot Newsroom, my name is Kellen McLeod. I am an adoption change management consultant, and I'll hand it over to my colleague, Sharon.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sharon Abraham, and I'm an M365 technical consultant here on the call, and I'll hand it over to Will.
Yeah, thanks, Sharon. Hi, I'm Will. I'm a senior Microsoft 365 consultant based out of Chicago and excited to talk to you about Copilot updates today. I'll pass it over to Alex.
I'm Alex Zakorian, senior manager with Reply, working on the technical side. I'm very excited to be part of this another yet Copilot newsroom session.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, it's definitely a really fun series that we've been engaging with this year, and we really appreciate your attendance and interactivity in these sessions. We have the full team here today, so here at Valorem Modern Work, we live and breathe the Microsoft 365 ecosystem, and with Viva plus the Accelerator, we've built a vibrant community of change managers who lead truly with purpose. Grounded in the ADKAR and ProSci methodologies, we really drive meaningful change that sticks. We're also proud to hold all 6 Microsoft Solutions Partners designations, from modern work to business applications to data and AI, digital and app innovation, infrastructure and security. Our expertise really runs deep, especially in modern work advanced specialization, like adoption change management, focusing on the people side of change, as well as custom team solutions. So wherever your Microsoft needs or technical needs may be, please reach out to us. We would be truly thrilled to learn more about you and your organization, and also explore how Microsoft-powered insights and experience can help you unlock new possibilities with the new features and tools that they're coming out with. So a little bit about what we will cover today. Per usual, I'm going to go over a couple of end user capabilities and tag team this section with Sharon, as well as pass it over to Will, who will dive into a little bit about some Copilot Studio updates. Will and Alex together will cover the admin and management capabilities, and then Will will also come back with some updates coming on the Copilot roadmap. Awesome. So just a couple of end user capabilities that were released this past month. A new update that you might have seen with your license is the GPT-5, OpenAI's best AI system to date. It's now rolling out in Copilot and in Microsoft Copilot Studio. GPT-5 is a significant leap in terms of large language model intelligence, and it becomes even more powerful when applied to your work. GPT-5 shows up in your Copilot in the web and also in your apps. For the first time, Copilot can or should be able to take your prompt, understand it, and use GPT-5's real-time router to choose the best large language model to reason over that prompt and craft that response. For common and routine questions, Copilot with GPT will prioritize speed using GPT-5's smart, high, thorough model to craft quick, succinct responses to your straightforward questions. But for more complex or more open-ended questions, Copilot with GPT-5 can now detect that the prompt requires advanced reasoning. So in those cases, Copilot will use GPT-5's deeper reasoning model. This is where it takes a little bit more time to craft a plan, gather and comprehend all relevant context, and check its work before providing a thorough response. So making your prompts and also Copilot's answers more powerful for you when you're having those conversations with Copilot. Another really exciting update that I know a lot of people are excited about is Copilot Memory. There is an updated and engaging, explanation here, but Microsoft Copilot is getting a lot smarter in terms of memory. A new feature that will come out allows it to remember your preferences, your work style, recurring topics so that it can personalize its responses and recommendations over time. What you can do is really plug in your preferences, whether you prefer concise emails or you need help tracking ongoing projects. You can guide Copilot's behavior explicitly and reduce repetitive input to boost your productivity. That way you don't have to tell it exactly the expectation or the format that you would like your response in every single time. This memory builds gradually throughout your interactions, creating a richer and more intuitive experience that feels like, working with somebody that gets you more. Copilot will also notify you when memory updates occur so that you can view, edit, or delete these memories or turn the feature off entirely at any time. To manage this memory feature, you can go to Copilot Settings, select Account, and then Privacy, and then navigate to Personalization and Memory to toggle it on or off and make those changes in stored preferences. This feature is still rolling out, so it's not guaranteed that you see it on your end, but all memory data is discoverable via Microsoft Purview eDiscovery, so ensuring that that aspect of transparency and compliance is a part of the process every step of the way. Moving on to a couple of new languages that are supported with Copilot. There will be an additional 6 languages, including Albanian, Filipino, Icelandic, Malay, Maltese, and Serbian Cyrillic. It will now support a total of 48 languages. You may recall that we introduced Serbian and Latin script in a couple of our past waves in terms of Copilot updates. But now Copilot will be able to offer robust support for all of these script types. It's also important to know that support for these languages in OneDrive and Loop will or probably might roll out more slowly. Copilot is also always improving and refining its language and capabilities and continues to expand the list of supported languages. Awesome. Another really exciting capability in Teams is the interpreter function. With Interpreter, users can now speak and listen in their preferred language. I saw this update live in a couple of meetings. It was really cool to see how Copilot was able to translate the speaker's words live for me. So thanks to advanced real-time speech-to-speech interpretation, it is also designed for seamless collaboration across global teams. This interpreter feature is really eliminating language barriers in meetings. So whether you're presenting in English while some colleagues listen to you in Japanese, or you're collaborating in Spanish while responding in French, the idea is that each participant can engage naturally in the language of their choice, and then interpreter can go ahead and change those words so that your colleagues understand what you were saying. Interpreter currently supports 9 languages, including Chinese, in Mandarin, English, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Brazilian, Portuguese, and Spanish. 2 hours of interpretation are included per user per month with a Copilot subscription license. Usage that exceeds 2 hours per user per month may incur additional charges, and those usage limits and some additional terms may apply with this feature, but definitely a really cool feature that unites global teams across the world. I see that we have a question from John. John, you might not be able to come off mute, but I would love to answer your question if you could pop it in the Q&A. Thank you so much. All right. Another cool update in terms of teams, you will also benefit from Copilot being able to be used during conversations without them having to be recorded or transcribed. When admins enable this option, users can initiate Copilot without transcription simply through clicking the Copilot button in the header menu. You'll be able to use Copilot for important administrative tasks such as capturing key points, assigning task owners, and discovering next steps in your meetings. This enables participants to stay focused on content, but also gather those key points in each meeting. This may look different depending on your organization's permissions policy, so it's important to review those before moving on with this feature. Another exciting feature, you'll soon be able to interact with Copilot in a new way with your voice. In Microsoft 365 Copilot mobile app on iOS, voice interaction can truly unlock a faster and more intuitive way to work on the go. So whether you're trying to catch up between meetings, you're just brainstorming and want to take notes aloud, or you're trying to navigate complex tasks, voice interaction is really going to help you stay productive without breaking the flow of your work. So definitely keep an eye out for that feature. Awesome. A couple more before I hand it over to my colleague Sharon. Last update I want to go over is the ability to reference an Excel file in PowerPoint. Traditionally, PowerPoint and Excel were those two apps that weren't really talking to each other just yet. But now, when using Copilot in PowerPoint, you can reference an Excel file as a source, excuse me. I tried this just the other day and it worked really well. It enables you to really bring in those key existing tables and insights from the Excel file to create that polished and branded first draft of that PowerPoint. It's a really exciting update, especially considering that PowerPoint and Excel really weren't talking to each other. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Sharon to take us through the rest of the end user updates. Thanks so much, Sharon.
All right, thank you, Kellen. So switching gears a little bit, we'll be looking at some of the conversation history or just general history updates with Copilot. So some of the latest improvements starting this month is that there's improved conversation history in Copilot chat, enabling users to have better access to their past conversation history, allowing you to see your prompts, see what you utilize Copilot for without having to dig through all of the different options. There's additional filtering options that are also available, allowing you to filter your conversation history by your workflow to see whether you had utilized an agent or to see the content that was added to a page. All in all, we love when people remember what we listen to, and so Copilot is here as your assistant, really remembering what you utilize and bringing that back to your attention to really streamline your process. Additionally, with that history, as you would call it, additionally in Copilot in Word, you're able to see some of those recent prompts that were used. So as you're using your Word, you're able to see your previous prompts right within the prompt box right up top. Really enabling you to continue to streamline your drafting experience as you're working throughout your document. So whether that's for quickly taking notes or writing up reports or documents, you're able to utilize some of those prompts to better really streamline your process as you're working in this space. Allowing you again really to pick up right where you left off. This update is huge for those who really work with Word on a day-to-day basis. Again, now looking at Copilot in Word, there's now a new functionality that exists. It was rolled out in July, and so you should be able to access it soon. There is an audio overview function in Word with Copilot. The way this works is that users can now generate a podcast-style audio summary of the Word document that they are looking at. Really key and useful for those of you who are on the go or trying to listen to your actual content that is surfaced within this Word document. This allows you to absorb some of those key functionalities, whether you're running between meetings or driving to a place, you're still able to hear what's going on, stay updated without having to verbally go through those documents or read them. So again, it allows for that faster comprehension, and you can utilize this as it rolls out. Looking now at Copilot Notebooks, switching gears into that area. Copilot Notebooks, we looked at this a little bit in our last month's newsroom on some of the great functionality, but there's greater functionality now with the application to utilize this on your mobile areas. So users can now go ahead and access their mobile devices and utilize notebooks within that space. You're able to see the content that you have surfaced within your Copilot Notebooks, allowing you really again to work anywhere, anytime. You can reference things, write them down all within this space, allowing you to utilize it as you're either in meetings or on the go as well. Really, this allows for that added flexibility, added convenience to your day-to-day routine, making sure that you're connected and have all of your sources within one space. So this was rolled out in July, and again, so this should be hitting people's tenants and give you the ability to utilize it. Speaking of making your life easier, the new brief button within Copilot Notebooks helps you with generating summaries. So it essentially will go through the content that is within your page on a notebook and will summarize that as a quick brief, allowing you to stay updated. This is especially useful as you're preparing to either join a recurring meeting and you're trying to see what notes you took in the last meeting, or as you're jotting down some thoughts and would like to get a quick summary as you can send it out to people, members of your team. So this capability to really consolidate information is key within Copilot Notebooks, and it's an exciting change that is rolling out this month. Now looking here at Copilot chat and grounding sources. So Context IQ is really Microsoft's intelligent assistance layer that allows you to really get access to some prompts all within the spaces that you're grounding them in. Now, there is Context IQ is a great functionality that rolled out a few months ago, but with this expanded Context IQ grounding options, you can now ground prompts in Loop, in Teams channels, and Copilot notebooks directly from your Context IQ menu. What this really means is that you have access to each of your sources and you're able to get those intelligent prompts, allowing you to have your real-time work context integrated in your space as you work with it. So when a user types a /bar or selects in the add content in a prompt box, you can continue to select those sources and ground your prompts within that space. Additionally, now Copilot Chat gives you support for more file types. So SharePoint stored emails, CAD files, XMLs, and non-Teams video transcripts are all functionalities that are now supported with Copilot Chat. So again, this really is trying to match up to Microsoft's search capabilities, allowing you, again, further functionality within this space. Switching gears a little bit and moving more into the agent side of things, really there are some key functionalities that are rolling out this month with agents, and starting off first with SharePoint. So with SharePoint, there's the new agents web part that exists, allowing owners or editors to work within a SharePoint site or page specifically and embed those AI agents into that space. What this means is that users are going to be able to access these agents as they're surfacing a page. When they're selected, because of the great design that it encompasses, users are able to see the content on the page while also having their agent pulled to the side pane, allowing them to really ask questions and get more information as they're surfacing that page. Again, it's customizable, it's easy to use, and it really acts as that personal assistant there to help you with any of the questions that you have as you're surfacing information. Again, this will be rolling out this month, and you'll start to see it across some of the SharePoint environments as this rolls out to your tenant. Again, with some SharePoint agents, some great functionality is here is that coming this month, Teams is getting smarter again. With your group chats in your SharePoint agents, you'll be able to add multiple agents to the same group chat, allowing you to work with people while also working with different agents that are bringing their own sources of knowledge, their own strengths to the picture, and really making life and work a lot more streamlined and efficient as you work through these processes. So with the new AI support, you're able to add multiple agents in the space, allowing you to add agents that are streamlined or tagged to a specific purpose, and allowing those agents to really answer your questions as you're working within your chat. So this allows for greater productivity. You can have that multi-agent collaboration within your chat workflow, making it really easy for you to work within the space. So again, this you can expect to see this soon as they're really rolling out some of these updates. But moving into Outlook, there also the ability now exists to have your agents within Outlook for both Windows and Mac users. So that's great to hear, as users will now be able to access those agents within Outlook apps, within Classic Outlook, allowing you to really work with those agents as you are either scheduling things, reading through emails, working through some of those topics. You're able to interact with the agent without having to leave Outlook. So this really decreases the amount of context switching you have to do. It allows you to stay within one space, a really streamlined process as well. So it's a seamless in-app experience. It can keep you focused and productive and really allows you to leverage it to the best of your ability. So the last thing here is that you can also use your agents to streamline workflows. And so whether that's scheduling a meeting, trying to consolidate emails, capture some of the most recent files, you can utilize your agent to do that without having to dig through some of those content yourself. Again, with agents, we're able now to go ahead and add some of those SharePoint agents into your Teams channels. Again, the idea around this is to continue to foster collaboration and boost productivity, as now your agents can interact within your Teams channels simply by tagging them or using the app mention. Those agents are then able to provide summaries, they're able to provide answers and insights on different files and reports, all without you having to dig through content yourself or having to exit that channel conversation. And so to add it, it's fairly simple. You're just able to go in, get that SharePoint agent, copy the link, and paste it into your Teams channel, and it will start being able to go ahead and access that content that way. Now, we have not left out the developers here, so there's new functionalities that exist for developers. Really exciting, as you'll be able to access some of that functionality with Copilot pages that allows for a really clean environment, distraction-free, and it allows you to generate and refine code with Copilot. So you can focus on your code, work side by side with Copilot to get some of that assistance there. You can draft your code, you can write some technical content, or you can use a space to also co-edit with teammates. A great functionality for those who are wanting to collaborate and work with Copilot to work more efficiently. The space really exists for and has developers in mind. So again, this is really within Copilot pages and allows for that seamless integration with some of this context. And lastly, for the end user updates with Copilot pages, that additional grounding functionality that we discussed a little bit earlier, Copilot can now soon start to ground on an open page. Essentially, this means as you're working and as you're really utilizing your context, you can ground your prompts in real time using real-time editing, and it'll be able to generate content as you work through that. This allows for seamless collaboration where you can work with your colleagues together on a space, and all of the changes are automatically merged and captured within that space. The good functionality here is that it does keep your privacy and control at mind and on top of mind. So it allows you to go ahead and keep your changes before sharing your content. It allows you to track it and make sure that you are approving it before sending it out to other people as well. So it allows you to brainstorm, draft, and share content seamlessly and effectively. So that's all for this month's end user updates, but now I'm going to pass it over to Will and Alex for the admin and management capabilities.
Thank you, Sharon. So my portion of presentation probably not going to be as exciting as Kellen's and Sharon's, but still important. We want to make sure that we give some time and love to our administrator and developers as well when we talk about Copilot Studio. So one of popular requests to Microsoft is to improve reporting and analytics for Copilot usage. And this month, actually starting September, we will see some improvements that related to Copilot dashboard, but specifically to reporting in a Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So in new agent usage reports in M365 Admin Center will include information about agents in Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Chat. So the report will include total active agent users, total active agents, active user segmentation by license, and also unlicensed users, and active users and active agent segmentation by publisher type. Specifically, if we talking about agents that created by organization or a third-party agent or Microsoft built-in agents. This report also will include usage details per user agent and user agent pair. This feature is available in previews right now, and we expect in rollout to general availability in September. We will see some improvements in Copilot dashboard. Soon, leaders and managers using Copilot dashboard can explore metrics within their direct teams and all across indirect groups. Specifically, the people who work below the manager level. This capability enables side-by-side comparison of group within leaders' chains of command, unlocking new layer visibility into Copilot adoption and impact. I think this is going to be great because from our experience, we're getting a lot of questions from customers to see individual data, individual consumption of Copilot for the users within organization. Moving on, we'll see some of the improvements for pay-as-you-go model that Microsoft introduced a few months ago. Now organization can enable in SharePoint agents through a flexible pay-as-you-go model. And that capability will come into M365 Admin Center. If administrator navigate to the billing and usage of Copilot, there going to be specific pay-as-you-go service configuration, and admin can configure departmental billing policy linked to the SharePoint agent with pay-as-you-go service. This feature will be rolled out end of July, beginning of September. Again, it depends. It depends on flexibility of your tenants, how fast you will be able to see it. Also, staying with pay-as-you-go billing model, what Microsoft is doing is increasing flexibility of usage-based access to AI power capabilities in M365 for all users, regardless license or unlicensed users. And when I say unlicensed, people without specific Microsoft 365 Copilot license. With introduction of budgets, Organization can now define and monitor and also enforce spending across departments of or user groups. So we will be seeing more granular approach to this billing model for pay-as-you-go services. Um, those new capabilities will include per billing policy configurable budget thresholds with customizable alerts and reset frequency. So it will be able administrators to have better control of the spending budget that goes with pay-as-you-go model. So it used to be everything tenant level. Now we'll be able to granular assign some of limits and controls to departments and other group of users. There is also a new additional experience in Copilot that all of us probably already start enjoying, the search functionality within Copilot. So what we'll have as administrators, will have ability to control that search functionality in M365 Copilot. So within Admin Center, we will be able to see new management experience within Copilot search specifically. So admins will be able to configure tools that goes with the search experience. This includes options such as using curated bookmarks and acronyms, and it will help maximize value of Copilot search. So then, as an admin, we'll have some of the configuration items to adjust user experience when they use search within Copilot. There are small changes to the way how we can pin Microsoft 365 Copilot in the Windows taskbar. So for a while, we had ability to pin M365 Copilot to the different applications. So now administrators will be able to do exactly the same thing for Windows taskbar to pin M365 Copilot desktop app to Windows toolbar, and admin will be able to do it through the Copilot control system configuration. So users will still retain the flexibility to pin themselves or unpin it, but you can set up a default behavior for this functionality. So in important change that come into agents. So we all know that agents are very popular, and the governance of agents becomes very important for organization. So to ensure data protection and compliance, each agent created using Copilot Studio or Agent Builder will inherit the highest sensitivity label among all reference knowledge sources. So as you add in new knowledge sources to your agent, and if those knowledge sources have sensitivity labels applied, so you will see that agent will inherit the highest sensitivity label level and will have clearly indicate that when you will see information about agent. So that's extremely important because we want to make sure that all the compliance and security rules that we apply for documents, they also extend to our agents. And that information will be available in the purview and will be enforceable by purview policy. When you will navigate in purview to agents and connectors, admins can filter the view of agents so they can see what data sources agent uses, and also by sensitivity of those data sources. So it will help administrators to have better tracking mechanism of agents that are using sensitive information. And by enforcing the most restrictive sensitivity label across all the agent interaction, organizations can prevent data leakage and ensure compliance with internal and regulatory standards. So that's a big plus for compliance policies. Staying with purview, Administrators will gain a new transparent reporting about web search to help organization maintain visibility and control over how Copilot users actually interact with web search. So Microsoft will introduce a new feature that will be available for IT admins in Purview. Previously, admin could track Copilot web search activity only using tools like Purview, Microsoft Purview Edit or eDiscovery. So you had to create a search query or audit process in order to see those interaction when user would ask or prompt questions that will start web query. Now administrators can view the actual web search terms that Copilot used right inside the original prompt, the response and any supporting resources. So this information is available in Activity Explorer of Purview. So people who dealt with Microsoft Purview data security posture management, they've seen that there is an Explorer where you can track interaction between user and Copilot, between the user and agent. So now within those interactions, you will be able to see not only just prompts and responses of Copilot, but you will be able to see web queries as well. Staying with Purview, Activity Explorer filter for Copilot web search. So that's what will be available. So there is new filter in Activity Explorer that enable admins quickly find review interaction where Copilot use web search. So those two items that I just described, how admin will have a transparent view. There is in Explorer, you can also see the filter and quickly select the web experience that has been triggered by Copilot. There are changes in data loss prevention policy. So in the past, we already discussed that DLP for M365 Copilot and agents will have ability to block Copilot from seeing some of data sources, documents, and completely ignore processing. It includes different tools to help security team to set up some alert. So those DLP policy come into play. Now it's generally available. There is also now you can apply the same rule for emails. Before it used to be just the documents, but now it's emails as well. And there are more improvements to DSPM, better explore functionality, clear view, better reporting. You can customize your cards on that page. So it's a welcome news for administrators. And the last thing that I want to mention for administrators, so there is new functionality that will be able to track oversharing files in OneDrive. In the past, we had these capabilities for SharePoint sites. Now we'll be able to add the same oversharing assessments inside the DSPM for OneDrive as well. And that I'm going to pass it to Will to quickly take us through the Copilot Studio updates.
Perfect. Thanks, Alex. So what's new in Copilot Studio? I think the first biggest thing that I'll be jumping into is the advanced NLU customization. NLU is natural language understanding. It just allows for us to be able to create and modify agents for much higher accuracy, being able to build entities and be able to help your agent understand your end users a little bit better and being able to structure some of their queries. Search across your agent's knowledge, topics, tools, skills, and entities. So again, that search capability that, again, Alex mentioned that we are all using. Estimate time and cost savings. So ROI analytics, I think this is something that I know a lot of customers are asking for. More analytics, more advanced metrics for Copilot usage, not only for general Copilot, but for agents as well. Being able to view user comments submitted with thumbs up or down reactions. So being able to understand aggregates of feedback given to the agent responses. So whenever you have an agent response, or even Copilot, you have the ability to thumbs up or thumbs down that response that you've received. And again, being able to look at those analytics is another cherry on top. So yeah, NLU, natural language understanding. Again, this is sort of what you can use to have repeatable control over your agent's conversations. You can create what's called entities to again structure the sort of inputs that you may be receiving from your user. So some examples are age. Maybe if this was an example for a bakery business that set up an agent to intake orders, then you might have cupcake flavors defined, sprinkle flavors defined, different forms, and again, being able to capture maybe important details like delivery address, and all the many various different other data types. That is what all builds into your NLU plus model, and again helps your agent better understand your end users. Some NLU plus best practices listed on these slides. Again, we'll go ahead and send these out and social and make them public, but I won't read them off right now for the sake of time. And then some more updates. What's in preview: Microsoft information protection, labels across connectors, test chat, Teams, and M365 Copilot. So again, just labels across more extension of labels, essentially being able to publish agents directly to a WhatsApp phone number. So if you work with customers and you communicate with them via WhatsApp, that is now being supported for agents. And finally, streamlining authentication for Entra ID, backed actions and connectors with SSO content card. So those are some of the biggest updates that are new in Copilot Studio as of July 2025. I'll quickly jump into the public roadmap. So again, something that I think a lot of our customers are asking for is more governance tools, right? So I wanted to highlight some of these here on the public roadmap for extensibility, governance control for agents with file uploaded as knowledge source, Copilot search management and insights now that Copilot search is available, right? For the IT administration side, we want to make sure that we can track that or manage that on the back end as well. In the Purview compliance portal, new security posture management for AI, being able to uh, get analytics for the web search queries. So I think a lot of customers, they mentioned that, hey, we don't want to turn on web search because there's not a lot of governance tools for it yet. So this is a good sign that maybe more is coming in that line. And again, new items within the last month. So again, some more governance and analytics tools, Copilot dashboard, being able to get metrics on the Copilot chat for web in Teams and Outlook, harmful content protection controls in Copilot chat, and usage reports for Copilot chat, usage intensity, and new app coverage. So again, those are some of the things that I highlighted because those are some of the things that I think are going to be relevant with some of the customers that I'm working with, some of the things that I'm excited personally to see, and some things that I think are of note to read into, perhaps. And with that, I'll go ahead and pass it back over to Kellen to close us out.
Thanks so much, Will. The NLU functionality, it's really interesting. Thanks for going over that. We do have one question in the chat that I would love to move us to from Greg. Greg says, will Copilot be able to look at shared email boxes at some point natively? I think this can be accomplished with code right now, but he's not totally certain. Can you speak generally to Copilot getting access to shared email inboxes?
Yeah, so and I answered in the chat. So right now, Copilot still does not support shared mailboxes, and we can double check more carefully the roadmap. But as of right now, only primary mailboxes covered by Copilot functionality.
Right. Thanks so much, Alex. Yeah, I just saw your response. But yeah, thank you all so much for the support this month. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop those in the chat or email us directly. There's no survey this month, which means there's no raffle. We'll be in touch about that going forward, but we do want to thank those that have filled it out in the past and for your all support each month. Coming back to these sessions really helps make it possible for us, and we are really excited about announcing our Copilot Newsroom coming up this September. So stay tuned for the last Wednesday of September, where we will be coming at you with September updates. Thank you all so much for the time and the couple of extra minutes. Hope you have a great rest of your week and Labor Day weekend.